What's going on, everybody? This is your boy HA with Experience Counts or Our Experience Counts. And this is the second episode of my video series, of our video series, How to Be a Man, at the request of one of my subscribers. So, on this one, I want to focus on three different things. And the first one is we have to learn to respect our women more. I'm not an expert on being a man. I admit that it's a constant learning experience that never stops for me. But thankfully, I was surrounded by men when I was growing up, from my dad to my mentors, Bobby Kaiser, Mr. Price, Mr. Patterson, guys like that. I know y'all don't know them, but it's important that I put their names out there because they're looking down on me now from heaven. But anyway, first point is want to respect our women more. It really pissed me off, actually, that the Republican candidate for president, and I know that didn't turn out how a lot of us hoped it would, but the Republican candidate for president acted like he could not say the simple name of Kamala. It was Kamala. And then after he said it, Kamala, all these different variations, as he said, 19 different ways of pronouncing her name. No, it's only one way to pronounce her name, and it is Kamala. But others followed suit. Even brothers in my circle followed suit, calling her Kamala. And that would just piss me off because that's so simple, y'all. Uh, Disrespecting her by uh, mispronouncing her name on purpose is is just asinine to me. If your name is Tom and I called you Fred constantly, that would tick you off eventually. I live here in Texas. I'm liable to get stopped by the cops at any time and referred to as boy. I would have to follow suit in order to survive the situation, but I would be on fire on the inside. So we have to learn how to respect our women more. Women are the bedrock of our existence. To me, they're angels from God. They're endowed with the strength and a purpose that we as men should admire. For as much purpose and strength as we say we have, women have, I think, even more in those characteristics. My mom, she's been gone 30 years now, but she's the strongest woman I've ever known. Y'all excuse me while I light my cigar, but she raised three kids as a single woman. And yeah, there were times when we didn't have much. I never knew that. I don't even like using the word poor, as I said in my last video. But there were times when we didn't have much, and we always made it through. She always seemed to come through with what was necessary, and I helped. She trained me how to be a respectful man, and I started working when I was 13, and all of my money went to the household. I bought my sister school clothes. My mom, she was sick most of her life and couldn't work for long periods of time. So I took the mantle as a kid, and all of my money went to pay bills in the house. So we have to learn how to respect our women through our words, through our tone. When we talk to them, there's no need to shout and all of that. Through our actions, there's no need to raise our hand to a woman. There's a rapper out there that talks about if he pays this or pays that for a woman, that also gives him the right to hit that woman. Well, I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. There's no reason to put your hands on a woman as long as she doesn't put her hands on you. And that's the mutual respect that we all need to have for each other in the first place. So, respect for women is a big one for me. The next thing I want to talk about is find someone that you can be vulnerable with. This thing of being vulnerable is a big thing for men. You know, we're taught as kids, don't cry and stuff like that. And yeah, I found that crying is therapeutic. I, I start talking about my mom and I can drop a tear at any second. There have been other situations in my finances that almost broke me down. You know, we can be broken sometimes. A lot of us live in a broken state pretty much all the time, trying to claw our way up out of it. Uh, I have a group of guys. My wife calls us the Cigar Church. I've made a video about them, but these are a group of men that I can be vulnerable with. We get together. We talk about life. We talk about everything, scripture and everything. There are airborne rangers in our group that have shed crocodile tears when talking about some of their issues. These are some of the strongest men on earth and been in war, have confirmed terminations of the enemy on their record, and they can talk about some things that bring them to tears. So they can be vulnerable and be safe with us. So you always got to have somebody to be vulnerable with, whether that's your spouse, significant other, a group, an organization, church, even therapy. Therapy is a good thing. It doesn't have the stigma that it once had. I have been in therapy myself in the past, and it helped me out a lot. My wife has been in therapy. Therapy is a great thing. My sister is a therapist. You may have heard the commercial for better help on the internet. That's an online therapy organization. She's one of the therapists in that organization. So uh, being vulnerable is a great thing for a man to learn how to be, because it gives you that outlet that you need. We need a way to get the issues of the world off of us. And here's another thing. You can see I'm missing a tooth. I don't know if you spotted that. I normally wear partial for presentation's sake and to look good and all of that. But to be vulnerable with you, my audience, the people that are assigned to me, I decided to make this video without my partial. It doesn't bother me, and hopefully it doesn't bother you. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm very comfortable in my skin, been comfortable for a long time. My cigar has went out, and I really don't care what people think about me. I don't when it's not constructive, when it is not for my benefit. I can't let the thoughts of those who may have bad intentions infiltrate my thinking and my self-esteem. So just find someone you can be vulnerable with. The third and last point is always have an appetite for learning, whether it's podcasts, looking at YouTube videos. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching this video and hopefully subscribing to the channel, reading books, having challenging conversations with people that are smarter than you, being open to having your thought process challenged. Expand your mind. I've heard a saying, the mind is like a rubber band. Once it's expanded, it can never go back to its original dimensions. So always be open to learning. Become a learned man, which goes into becoming a wise man. a man that people trust and respect and admire, a man that people can come to and know that they're going to get good advice instead of however the rest of the world would respond to a certain issue. So always be open to learning. Whether you read the great philosophers, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, or you're just kicking back and reading a fiction book that may have some truths in it that could expand your thinking. Or you're listening to a podcast, or you're listening to a rap song. You may be a white guy out there that's not aware of what happens in the hood. Well, if you listen to some of these rappers, that's their experience. They're telling their story. In the meantime, you're learning. You listen to Eminem, you listen to others like him. NWA from the past. I told you I'm 60. NWA, just talking about their experience. A song like Fuck the Police is not an anthem of hate. It's an anthem of what they were going through at the time. I'm talking about NWA with Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Yella, and DJ Yella, and I forget the last brother's name, and of course, Easy E, rest in peace. But anyway, always be open to learning, y'all. So, those three things: have respect for women, find someone or some organization to be vulnerable with, and always be open to learning. Those three things will one make you a man that's to be respected and admired and looked up to. Um, and they'll also put you on a road to being remembered once you're gone from this place. As I mentioned, my mentors, my dad, my coach, those guys will never die because of the things that they all instilled in me. So this is HA, and with part two or episode two of the series, How to Be a Man. And tune in for the next video, episode three. I got another 3 points that I want to cover. And just keep tuning in, and let's all grow in this thing together. All right. I may even ask my wife to shoot a video on how to be a good woman. Uh, we can help each other out in different ways like that. So again, this is your man, HA, with Our Experience Counts. Don't forget to like this video if you choose to. Subscribe, I appreciate it. Hit that bell icon so that you'll know when I upload a video. And let's grow this channel and channel our experiences out to the world. Until then, y'all, peace out.